So I promise you, this isn't a typical Sonic hate video, just more so my overall thoughts lately. I probably ramble here a lot, I don't know. Maybe you just watching this may feel the same, but let's start. As this video is published, it'll be 2 weeks till Sonic Frontiers release. Admittedly, I was skeptical way before the game got announced, just skeptical about Sonic Team themselves being behind the project, especially after the last title, Sonic Forces. You know, as much as Sonic fans hate the infamous quote regarding the series, Sonic had a rough transition to 3D, there's something insightful about that. Honestly, I believe Sonic fans take that way too personal. They get into their feelings and ignore the fact that, well, since 1999, Sonic has been on decline with quality until 2010s, and that's not saying much. Yes, there's games I like from that era, I mean, it's literally my childhood. Yet that doesn't change the fact how these games are perceived outside of fan base. Some of these games aren't as great as we think they are, and well, to me at least, that's okay. To dive a bit deeper with the era, the dark era Sonic fans like to call it, there was a constant issue with inconvenience with the series, especially looking back on it. There really wasn't a direction, it was extremely inconsistent, like Sonic Team just throwing things at the wall and hoping it sticks. I mean, from the entire time from 1999 to 2010, only Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 are considered the decent ones. That's both insane and terrible to look at. Sonic 06 was basically a nail on the coffin regarding this entire problem until Sega slowly evaluated themselves slowly until Sonic Colors. Now that it's 2010, Sonic Colors is released, it was a breath of fresh air for the series. Sonic seemed to still be good despite the multiple attempts from the past. It was just a simple classic Sonic adventure utilizing the best gameplay mechanics from the previous Sonic game, Sonic Unleashed. For once, it felt like Sonic Team learned something here. The overall game was both praised by fans and critics, it was nice to see. A year later, Sonic Team released Sonic Generation, which is a better game than the previous title and also got praised for just being a great title overall. For what felt like forever, it felt like Sonic Team finally learned something here. Can you guess what happened next? In 2013, Sonic Lost Worlds released. The game launched with extremely mediocre gameplay and reviews, and you ask yourself this: what the hell happened? This even goes further with 2014 Sonic Boom era of games. None of these titles were good. Like you had something here with Sonic for 2 years and instantly gets thrown out the window. How the hell does it even happen? Both Colors and Generation have a sense of consistency with gameplay and levels, just the quality improvement between the two is just night and day. Now after the lackluster Sonic Lost World and Sonic Boom, Sega decided to go back to the boost gameplay with Sonic Forces and somehow managed to screw that up. Like I look at that game and it just infuriates me how they managed to not understand and capture what made the previous titles good. Not to mention Sonic Mania, a game released the same year Sonic Forces, developed by a completely different team, appears to understand its predecessors and improve on those games they inspired from. They managed to create one of the best games in the entire series. Then to go further into my point, you have the dark era Sonic, then you have this recent fiasco with Sonic Team. Since 2017, my eyes opened with this franchise, and that's all thanks to Sonic Mania and Sonic Forces. One understood something, the other didn't. It made me realize that Sonic Team is the main problem here. As someone who's extremely passionate towards this franchise, I've never been so bitter towards something I loved. Like I said earlier in the video, I was skeptical regarding Sonic Frontiers way before we knew anything about the game. I didn't have faith with the next installment because Sonic Team's endless sense of inconvenience. And honestly, I hate feeling that way towards Sonic. I mean, honestly, I already made up my mind years ago. If the next 3D Sonic game isn't good, I'm done with that side of the brand. I just stick to the classic 2D games, if they ever make more at least. Like, I'm very tired of this, and yes, a lot of Sonic fans say this every single time a new game comes out, but I promise you, it feels like they really mean it this time. That includes myself. Like, I'm just done. How long do you expect us to hang on here with this franchise? We've been burnt so many times. I told myself and others I'm not excited for Sonic Frontiers, and the closer we get, that still hasn't changed. The only thing that's keeping me here with the series is just pure curiosity. I am extremely curious where Sonic Frontiers is going. Sonic Team finally enters the open world space, seems to take inspiration from the boost type games, while expanding them more than ever. I mean shit, they actually gave Sonic hand-to-hand combat here. All of this is a radical change for Sonic, something we haven't really seen before. So overall, that got me curious. Yet I'm more interested with Sonic Team here. Did these guys actually learn something, or does the same old Sonic Team from the past? We know their history and we know their track record with Sonic. They're extremely inconsistent with this brand, and well, I have no idea anymore. I do have my fair share of criticism towards Sonic Frontiers though. Sure, I haven't played it yet, but it's more so things I disagree on with the direction in certain areas of the game. But you know, that really doesn't matter until I actually play it, you know. And well, there it is. This is a Sonic game where I'm betting everything on. If it's good, that's fantastic. If it's bad, well, sadly, I'm out. I've had enough. I'm tired of giving Sonic Team yet a benefit of doubt. And well, if that's the case here, again, I'm done with that side of the brand. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching this video. It really means a lot. Please give me a like. I'm also curious where you guys stance on Sonic currently. You know, like I said here, I'm on thin ice here with this franchise. Do you guys feel the same? Do you still have hope for this franchise? Like, say hypothetically this game is good. Will you stick with the franchise? Well, all you stick with the franchise because the franchise is good, but more so like, if it's bad, are you still staying with this franchise, or at least a certain side of the franchise? Like for me, I just stick to the 2D classic Sonic games. They're more my alley, and I just focus on them and supporting those instead of the 3D titles. But do you feel the same at least? I don't know. Give me some comments down below if you have any similar feelings. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Take care.